Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of Talkamotive. But before we start off today's show, I would like to wish every one of you a very happy new year 2016. Well, in this episode, we are going to discuss all the new car launches which are lined up for 2016. So the first up is the Audi A4 B9. Well, this is the all-new Audi A4 which is going to be showcased at the Auto Expo first, and later it will be shortly launched after the Auto Expo. This is the all-new B9 A4 and is 120 kilos lighter than the outgoing model. The engine lineup will include the popular 2-litre diesel, the 2-litre 2FSI, and probably the monster 3-litre TDI may also be offered. There is one more car which Audi has planned to launch this year, and that is the supercar R8. And well, this is going to be the all-new version. So this is what we can expect from the Audi stable for 2016. The next car is from the BMW stable, and it is the F30 LCI, which means the 3 Series facelift. The 3 Series has been there in the Indian market since 2012, and since then it is now time for it to receive its life cycle impulse, which BMW call it internally, which is actually the facelift version of the 3 Series. The changes are going to be minor and only restricted to the headlamps and tail lamps. It could go on sale shortly after the Auto Expo. The next offering from the BMW stable is going to be the all-new 7 Series. This installation of the 7 Series is the new G11. And for the very first time it was offered globally in the M Sport trim level. And let's see if the M Sport makes it to the Indian market or not. But the 7 Series is launching in a few weeks from now, and it's surely going to come loaded with plenty of features. The next car launch after the 7 Series from BMW is going to be the X1. This is the F48 X1, and it will be launched just after the Auto Expo, or maybe at the Auto Expo. In my opinion, it is a far better looking car than the outgoing model, and thanks to the taller stance, the X1 is finally looking like an SUV. Finally, the last car from the BMW stable which is going to launch in 2016 is going to be the M2. It is slated to be launched in the second quarter of 2016, and the M2 is actually set as a replacement for the legendary 1M. This surely is going to be an exciting car for the Indian market. The next is Ford, and Ford has planned to launch the all-new Endeavour in this month, and the tentative launch date is 19th of Jan. Next big launch from Ford is going to be the Mustang. This is big news, guys, because the right-hand drive version has finally made it, and it is going to be launched in the Indian market. Mustang will be showcased at the Auto Expo, and more details of the launch will be clear by then. Moving on to Hyundai now. Hyundai is set to launch the 6th generation of the Elantra. And this year, the car is expected to be shown at the Auto Expo, and the launch details shall also emerge by then. Next car manufacturer in discussion is Honda. Honda is set to launch the BRV at the Auto Expo, and this is the SUV-fied Mobilio. This will rival the EcoSport and Duster and will launch in the couple of months from now. Honda has also plans for launching the Accord, and it is set to make a comeback in the Indian market finally. This will be the 9th generation of the model, and it will have a 2.4-litre petrol, and Honda may also consider launching the hybrid, taking into account that its competitor Toyota Camry has a hybrid option in India. The next car manufacturer we are discussing is Jaguar. Jaguar has planned to launch the XE in the Indian market in 2016. Well, XE will be launched around 40 lakh ex-showroom as it is positioned opposite the 3 Series, and the launch period is actually not defined yet, but definitely should be coming in 2016. The next up is XF. The new XF will be launched this year, probably will be showcased at the Auto Expo, and will be launched shortly after that. Another important Jaguar launch will be the F-Pace this year. It will be really interesting to see how they take acceptance of a Jaguar SUV for the Indian market. The next car manufacturer we are discussing is Jeep. Jeep has made many promises for its launch, but somehow it has always delayed its launch in India. But now it is finally ready for its launch because its website for Indian operations is active, and it should be definitely launched in 2016 with the Jeep Wrangler and the Cherokee as the first initial offerings from Jeep. Now coming to Mercedes. The first model launch planned by Mercedes this year is the GLE 450 AMG. This is actually an X6 competitor and will be launched on 12th of this month. Mercedes has planned 2 more SUVs for 2016, namely the GLS, which is actually the GL facelift, and the GLC, which is actually the BMW X4 competition. After these SUVs, Mercedes has planned the new E-Class for India. The new E-Class, the W213, will be launching in the later half of 2016, probably by the festive season of 2016. As you can see, the design is entirely based on the W222 S-Class and will be definitely a car to wait for. Next manufacturer in discussion is Maruti. This car is the YBA. YBA is nothing but a compact SUV which will be positioned against the Renault Duster and the Ford EcoSport. This should be showcased at the Auto Expo, and launch probably should follow soon after. Next up is Mahindra. Mahindra, as you see, has already started its advertisements for the KUV 100, but its launch will happen at the Auto Expo or probably just around that time. So the KUV 100 is the first compact crossover by Mahindra, and it is estimated to be in the 4 lakh price tag. This will probably be positioned opposite the Hyundai's i10 and the Maruti Celerio, and may also attract the Renault Kwid's customers. Next up is Nissan. Nissan has plans to launch its X Trail SUV, which was discontinued, and they plan to relaunch it, bringing in the X Trail via the CBU route. Renault has planned to launch the Kwid in the AMT. Kwid, as we know, has got amazing response. It is extremely successful for Renault, and this model is expected to come with the AMT with the 1000cc larger engine. Another offering from Renault this year is going to be the Duster facelift. Moving on to Skoda now. Skoda has planned to launch the all-new Superb, which is the 3rd generation Superb in the Indian market around February, probably at the Auto Expo again. In my opinion, this is definitely the best looking Superb, and chances are that we may also get the prestigious LNK variant as well. So as we are speaking of Skoda here, I want to point out that why is Skoda not launching the all-new version of the Rapid, which is available in the global market since a long time? Well, we know that it is always under the pressure of VW brand because it's the parent brand and it wants the Vento to do well. But now it is high time it needs a new model. And let's hope Skoda has some plans for it in 2016 or max by 2017, that's all I can say. The next brand in discussion is Mahindra's Ssangyong. Ssangyong has planned the Tivoli for India, and it is already out on the Indian roads for testing. Tivoli will be pitted above the Hyundai Creta and should be priced around 15 to 18 lakh ex-showroom pricing. The next car is going to be one of the biggest launches for 2016, and it is the Toyota Innova. It should be showcased at the Auto Expo, and the launch should follow shortly after that. So as we are discussing Toyota here, I want to point out that the all-new Fortuner was also scheduled to launch around the Auto Expo this year. But somehow Toyota has planned to delay the launch and sell the existing Fortuner for a few more months, probably up to 2017. But I have a feeling that Toyota may reconsider that decision and bring it forward for a 2016 festive launch for the Fortuner. But time will say, and we'll have to wait and watch. The next brand in discussion is VW. VW has planned to launch the compact sedan, which is actually they have named Ameo. And it is again scheduled to be debuting at the Auto Expo, and we'll get more details by then. Next up from VW is the Polo GTI. VW is taking the hot hatch segment really seriously, and with this Polo GTI coming in with a 1.8 TSI engine, and it is going to be having the 7-speed DSG, it is going to be really a performance hatch what the Indian market always needed, and it should be showcased at the Auto Expo, and the launch details will get clear by then as well. Lastly, we have the VW Passat, and this is the 8th generation of Passat which is going to be launched in the Indian market. As we know, this will be again positioned right above the Skoda Superb, and skin deep it is the actual Skoda Superb itself. This should be again showcased at the Auto Expo, and the launch will shortly follow after. So it is clear that the Auto Expo is going to set the pace for the car launches in the Indian market this year. And 2016 really looks exciting for all segments. There are a few questions which still remain unanswered, like whether the Octavia VRS is going to launch this year, whether the Bentley is going to offer the Bent Tiger for the Indian market this year, or whether what Volvo has in store for the Indian market this year. Well, these questions may remain unanswered, but if you have any questions for us, you can write into me at this email ID, and I will try my best to answer all your queries. So that's it from me now on Talkamotive. I thank you for watching, and do stay tuned as there are many more video reviews planned in the coming weeks which are going to be put up on the channel. Thank you so much.